Alrighty, good afternoon, YouTube. This is Hajim Zero here, back with another quick movie review. This one is a pretty much a cinema classic, and really on me per saying it was two notches better above average. Just because I like boxing. This movie's Raging Bull, stars Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and is directed by Martin Scorsese. Hopefully, I said his name right. But this is one of the roles some people are mixed. They say it defined De Niro's career, a little bit of Joe Pesci's, because he did, I think, more than two movies with him. I think Goodfellas was one. Yeah, Goodfellas was one. I can't think of the other one. It could have been Heat. I could be wrong, but it's that movie, and of course Scorsese. They constantly collaborate with each other. But what I did not know about this film, I thought it was a boxing film, being a spectator. But come to find out, the boxer that De Niro portrays is actually a real guy. His name is Jake LaMotta, and it was pretty much the rise and fall a little bit. The best way I can describe LaMotta is like how Frankie Lyman was. He was a good singer and whatnot, but with his life going downhill, how he died and all that. But with Jake LaMotta, it really wasn't that bad. He got caught up in some stuff, but let's just say the way he died in real life, it was, he pretty much died of old age. And what I didn't know was that everyone pretty much around him had died a lot fast, had died before he did. So LaMotta actually passed away sometime around last year. Even I was shocked. He lived to be like 95. His brother, portrayed by Joe Pesci in the movie, he had passed. And of course his wife, one of his ex-wives, Vicky. And the other sad part about this, even the children they had passed away when he was still pretty much alive. He had to be, I'm assuming it's like 40s or 50s. I'm just taking a wild guess, but they didn't live to see him get old. That was the sad part. One of his most notable opponents was Sugar Ray Robinson, and it's just really the biographical, interpretation of him. It was actually based off of his book, and the movie came out when he was still alive. This movie came out like in 1980. This is like right after Rocky. Even on Rocky and the other movie I'm going to review, The Great White Hope, they're loosely based off of real boxers. But I really did enjoy this film. They did say it was the first boxing movie to put the camera in the ring, like some of those cinematic shots of someone getting hit, especially the one I think with Sugar Ray, like the camera's right in front of him and he just takes a swing. The funny thing about this movie, though, actually what I did like is that the way that he was portrayed was, and this is me by speculation, it was 110%. Well, I take that back. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna say it was mostly accurate, because I think LaMotta and Vicky had even talked about it and say, well, LaMotta in particular, he had asked, like, right after the movie, did he really act that way? And then his wife said, yeah, you were the worst. And the thing is, with LaMotta, he was very possessive with Vicky, and ironically, he was the one who had cheated in the first place. And actually, in the beginning of the movie, he's already messing around with her, even though he's already married to another woman, and you never see the other woman again. They never really mention her that much, and not even in the book. And I think the infidelity had went even further. I think later, when he owns his own nightclub in Florida, he gets in trouble for statutory rape indirectly. I think he was divorced from Vicky at that point. But you just see the overwhelming. I can feel the sadness, but at the same time, he did kind of have it coming. And I like those autobiographical movies that really puts a little bit of dirt on the character as well as the person. I'm tired of some of these movies that really portray them in a certain limelight. Even when I review All Eyes on Me, which I'm very, very loosely going to controversially do, because I'm already doing Tupac Resurrection and Straight Outta Compton, and then notorious. But just let me know if you want to see that. I think I might do it anyway, but that'll be way much more down the line. That'll be right around when the videos might start to this possibly somewhat end. I won't be uploading that much, but that's the reason why I say that, because I've seen a lot of autobiographical films, and the good thing about this one, it seems like LaMotta definitely had a little bit of his hand reaching in and how he was going to be portrayed. But I could be wrong because, he like I said, he is a bit of a sleazeball, but, that book was out there that he had wrote. So, and then I bet you Scorsese also took into consideration, what other people thought about him. But overall, I did enjoy this film. It did have its moments where you really don't get bored, but you want the pace to pick up a little bit. And also looking at behind the scenes, De Niro actually trained, physically to do the boxing, and it really shows on film. I'm even going to talk about when I get into a Great White Hope. It looked like, James Earl Jones or the other actors didn't even train to box. It just looked so massively fake. But De Niro had did a really good job. I think his trainer and LaMotta himself possibly said that he could have been a professional boxer, and that's how good he was. Even for the movie, what was it? With him and his son, another movie I liked him in, A Bronx Tale. He trained to be, he actually did the training to be a bus driver. So, it's kind of good commitment I like to see actors do, especially nowadays, how real and authentic they want it. 9 out of 10, if the budget can't cut it, usually I personally didn't want to do the role. Same thing with, if I was an actor, same thing with Will Smith when he did Ali. He actually trained with Ali and some of other boxers, and the good thing, it really helped him out, because they said in Suicide Squad, that's how he was able to get the movements and catch on to stuff a lot quicker, even though he did the Navy SEAL training. And it's just a good experience overall. Like I said, when I get to other films, I'm going to talk about more behind the scenes stuff, as much as I can. I like these nice lengthy videos. But this movie's really good. If you're a De Niro fan or a boxing fan or a Scorsese fan, this is a film for you to check out in those 3 categories. And also Joe Pesci did a good job. He was the one that tried to keep him level-headed until he assumed he had slept with his wife, and his wife only said that shit, to really egg him on. And it was indirectly a funny scene, but sad scene at the same time. And I say that because there's a scene where he actually protects, he acted the same way his brother would around his woman, and protecting her from the vultures, and he got scrutinized for it. And then his brother even asked him, of the whole suspicion, and it just kind of flips on him, and it's just sad to see that he still held that grudge for all the many years, because I think he was his manager at the same time. And he, it's just, I love that good authentic reality. He was even the one that was telling him, to throw a fight to get paid, and De Niro, LaMotta couldn't do it. That kind of rigging is always in sports. Again, I might talk about it a little bit more when I get to A Great White Hope. But other than that, like I said, check this out. If you're a fan of those 3 things and film, most likely boxing, that's a definite, like, any boxing fan has probably seen this movie, if next to Rocky, And like I said, if you're a Scorsese, De Niro, or Pesci fan, or hell, even Jake LaMotta, now I think about it, but I guess that goes into boxing, check this movie out. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.